I'm Daniel Linley. I'm an URBOND Youth Ambassador for a year and 6 months now. That's why I'm here.
So I'm David. I am apparently a talk show host. I've been here for a couple months now, and yeah, that's it pretty much.
So my name is Tasso. I'm a youth ambassador for URBOND. I've been since September, and I'm a talk show host.
I'm Elijah. I've been a youth ambassador since mid-2023, and yeah, that's all I got.
Why did you want to start a show?
It was more of like to give a voice to the youth and give a different perspective on our side of what we view, because I feel like loads of youth podcasts and youth organisations do a kind of like YouTube thing, but it doesn't really show the perspective and get there for like our side.
For me, first of all, is that I need to find a new hobby. I think for a teenager especially, I've been doing almost everything a teenager does without being actually very productive. And then as well, I was thinking of doing something that would actually like bring myself out there, bring me out of my comfort zone, and maybe also help our people to get out of their comfort zone while trying my best.
Do you think young people are given a bad rap?
Yes. I'd probably say yes. To be totally honest, this whole generation, Gen Z and is it Gen Alpha? We've had quite a bad rep for a personal opinion, yeah.
Majority of them, yeah, it's bad rep, but some people don't help it with with some of the activities they go out and do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like more of like, I get what you mean, Dan, but it's like it's a minority that ruins it for the rest of us, because people always take the bad thing, the negative thing, and take it off like the positive things. Like you will never see them talking about being on the news for being like a good good young person in the news for doing something amazing, but you'll see like saying, oh, like there's been a gang stabbing or something in the news, and like front papers, everything. So it doesn't really portray us like in a good like viewpoint.
I mean, it's not like they do all the bad things. It's like it's mainly because of what they're seeing. It's not like it's a minority. If they're seeing that worldwide or even nationally, a big group of young generation doing something that they're not meant to be doing, they're gonna start trying to show it out. But at the same time as well, I would agree the news is portraying more negativity than positivity, or even like people in general are trying to portray more negativity than positivity. It's something that media does a lot. I'd say like throughout, even when people in general are doing something, even for adults, they would show most of the time the negativity and like a minor, like let's say a more niche audience to see the positive parts. But for the youth, I think because of mainly in this current era with social media, the internet, a lot of negativity is being shown with like TikTok trends and I don't know, how people are behaving, how people are affected. It's actually showing more negative, a more negative representation for the young audience themselves and for how people see the younger audience.
Yeah, I agree. I remember like a few years ago with URBOND, we went to go and visit Old Portsmouth for the summer. I went to go and talk to like residents over there about how like the youth, like how they like see the youth and how they think about the youth going over there for the summer, and like people go there for water fights and just stand and jump off the pier that they don't like, right? And when we went there, it was kind of, we spoke to like the residents, and the residents were very narrow-minded, maybe because like they're obviously old citizens living there and they find it like a nuisance of like us going over there all the time making noise and racket. But I feel like they also just, they're not open to the fact that there's not a lot of stuff for us to do, which kind of keeps it constricted to like one area kind of thing. Do you get what I mean?
I think it's a bit of a half and half subject, because on one half you have a side that will be well behaved, they don't do anything. But more so, if you go outside, most of the time, like older people will just see kids doing stupid stuff, like for example, jumping off the pier, gang fights, scrapping, everything. And it just does paint us in a bad light, I think. But they don't see like the positive side, because yeah, more or so you see the negative side outside, and it's just too much really. So yeah, I think they do paint us in a bit of a bad light, because most of us don't even do anything really. But it's like, we're trying to do our best to like, you know, keep things in order, keep doing it. But you have a couple of people who are just stupid, really, and would do, well, anything ridiculous for like, well, clout or anything, as they say.
Well, I think, yeah, that comes back to the social media thing. No, people do it because it's stupid. They know if they post just a normal walk, it's not going to get anything, but they post a walk followed by them jumping off the pier,
Well, yeah.
they're going to get more for it. So there's that
So
kind of thing where the popularity,
Yeah.
the minority does represent the majority.
Yeah,
And it
so-
makes it hard to then say, oh, no, we're a good generation. When you look up Gen Z online, and the first thing you'll see is probably some guy running in front of a charging bull or something.
Yeah. Because I remember, TikTok years ago, I remember, used to be like a hell zone, I'll say that. Like, I remember TikTok trends were at their worst, and it was coming from like the youth pretty much, which is why I can see why they put us in a bad light. But again, yeah, there's a section that just doesn't do anything. But because like social media, you go online, search Gen Z, like Dan said, you'll see people like drinking, causing havoc in the streets,
Smoking.
vaping.
Well, vaping is a massive
I don't even
problem,
think
yeah.
it's only that though. So like think about how movies and stuff as well are made nowadays. That's why I'm telling you, like media has a very big effect on how people are portrayed as well. Because think about it, media during I'll say our parents' time when they were teenagers, they had smoking, that's one thing. But they also had partying and all that stuff. But look how it was portrayed. It wasn't portrayed as a very big thing that's happened every day, every consistent hour. While in our generation, social media shows
just
that
everywhere, all the time.
Partying is everywhere. Everyone's doing a party this day and that day. Also, for example, let's give with gangs and stuff like that, movies or series. Biggest example, Top Boy. We all know Top Boy. That literally affected how young people are today. We can see every younger child, especially of a minority, like they always want to think, oh yeah, when I get to year 7 or when I get older, I'm gonna get to a gang, start getting money, start doing this and that. This is something that's affecting them because imagine you're going out the streets, let's give an example of someone that just came to the UK that was being maybe in Africa for his whole life or maybe in is it East European?
East
Asian country for the whole life, yeah. And what's it called? You get here, you're hanging around. You don't know many people. You just got to a new school, for example. And the first people that you see are like, oh yeah, come, let's go do this, let's go do that. Or you see someone disturbing a classroom, for example. There's a teacher and he sends the teacher to like talking to the teacher in a bad way. That kid, for example, would think, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. If I act like him, maybe other people would want to be, talk to me as well. Popularity, very big thing. Like I completely agree with the thing of popularity affecting how the young audience like speaks these days. And imagine that. And now he thinks if he does stuff like that, it would attract him more people, more friends. And the more he does that, the more he gets into trouble, and then he gets told off. But for him, other people don't understand, because if an adult is meant to be in the shoes of a teenager now, there's some things they will understand why someone's behaving like that. The same way we can understand what other people are going through. So that's also something that's affected them, in my opinion, on how like their images, first of all, is affected and how people start seeing them differently.
I think like what you said as well, peer pressure is like a really big thing. And I feel like it comes down to I feel like a really big like hotspot for that is literally secondary school. And like everybody, I think it's a big change from primary school. Everybody's looking at each other thinking like, oh, what's cool, what's not cool. Like, it's not where you just think about yourself, and it's very much you think about like how your identity's coming out in secondary school. Like you actually start being like yourself. And I feel like it's very much dictated by how people view what's cool and what's not cool. And as well, you added something about gangs. I don't think it's like people trying to like, oh, I want to be in a gang. I think it's more of how the gangs are portrayed in these films. They're portrayed so cool to them that they think, oh, it's not like they don't know the word, but they wouldn't ever call themselves like, oh, I'm in a gang. But what they're doing is literally gang culture.
It's not that it's gang culture, I'd say. It's more of, because if you think about it, yeah, stealing wasn't done by gangs. At some point, stealing was individuals, just random individuals stealing something, you know what I mean? Maybe nowadays, groups of people decide to go stealing. That's something I think we're all seeing more and more currently.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're putting like plastic shields on chocolate bars in shops now, because you'll get get groups of guys who'll just go in and like full skis, just walk in, taking like 4 crates of chocolate bars and just walk straight out, because they know in numbers they won't do anything.
Yeah. And haven't you guys had the thing where like in secondary school, if like there's a corner shop next to the school, like there's only like 2
There's
people.
teachers.
There's like
Yeah,
a
they
limited
all the
amount
time.
of people that are allowed to go in, and yeah.
No, I remember in the co-op by my school, prior students were banned from there for 2 months because someone in there stole 4 crates of Skittles because they left the back door open. They just walked in, took it from there,
Happens
just
to
walked
Sweet
back
Dreams
out.
as well. I remember they had to
Yeah.
get teachers outside and monitor us like every second.
Yeah, so like school, like the thing is like stealing is not a gang thing, honestly speaking. Even being truant or messing around in a shop is not really a gang thing. It's more of like how they see being cool as is nowadays. Because being in a gang is more, we can say is more, you know, doing substances that are not meant to, you know, fighting.
So-
That's some stuff that people would say, oh, it's being in a gang. You know what I mean? You know, even dress code wise, some people can stereotype one person because of their dress code nowadays and another person because of their dress code. Like, for example, I can say, you see me in a full tracksuit, someone will go, oh yeah, this kid's definitely in the gang, he's wearing a full black tracksuit, while I could be going to the gym, because that's something that people could wear to go to the gym, you know what I mean? While nowadays, kids see it as fashion, so they wear it because they find it comfortable. So stereotyping is really something that's affecting people nowadays, because the more and more we're getting stereotyped, the more like your appearance is changing to yourself and to others. So stereotyping is really effective these days because it's like reducing how people are seen.
I think that comes back to social media though, and now people like they'll go, oh, they'll post it online and go, oh, this guy's a scrub, like look at how he's dressed.
It's like, how they say on TikTok, looks matter.
Yeah, it was like that like whole
Yeah.
black pill stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
they
It just
call-
comes down to like stereotyping is becoming normalised again, where you can just look at a guy and go,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like you look at someone and people think that determines how he acts, what he does, like how he.
I think the problem is certain people play into that because they'll want people to think they are this type of way, so they won't iron their clothes, they'll go dress like that, and then they'll build into it, so that top student has a harder time because his shirt's not ironed.
Yeah.
Because some other guy did that just to get, like, oh, people go, oh yeah, he's cool, I don't know, like, oh, he probably skips a lesson, that's cool.
Yeah.
Any questions from the crowd? Do any of you have like any personal experience before you were looking at?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think during my year 10 to year 11 times, I literally, because I was from up north, I was in a little city before, I was in Lincolnshire area, and I came back to Portsmouth. I was hanging around with people that, in my opinion, at the start I was hanging out with people that were very shy, and I'm a kind of an open person. And then I started hanging out with another group of people that were a bit more, you know, out there. But then they were very negative, you know. And it's like they were doing stuff that I personally don't do, and I already said I would never do it in my life, you know what I mean? So they were like, oh yeah, but you're just being a pussy, you're just doing this, you're just doing that. And I was like, really and truly, you know what I mean? It's not my thing. So I had to step out, step back. And I managed to like, I kind of convinced one of them to like, you know, we shouldn't be doing this. He stepped out for a bit. You know, he started hanging out for another crowd of people. But obviously, I think he got used to it, so he went back. But yeah, I kind of stepped out and went for like a different audience, a different group of people to hang around with, because I was like, if these guys are very negative and this is the type of thing they're doing, but I personally don't think it's right, I had to leave.
I mean, you want an example, I guarantee you, go ask 5 people that vape, ask why they started. It'll be because someone else told them to, or someone else handed them one, or someone else said, oh, you're being scared. Just to try it once, that is just an example that probably in Portsmouth you can probably find 1,000 times.
A lot of people like our age as well.
Yeah,
drink
definitely
and
our
stuff,
age, yeah.
They vape, drink, smoke and everything. It's mostly because they just jump on a bandwagon because, it looks fun.
Well, I've spoken to someone before who literally went, I was like, oh, when did you start vaping? It's like, I don't know, just so-and-so. When I started hanging out with them, like they gave it to me and I just started doing it.
Yeah.
Or people carry it for them and then they'll get told whilst they're carrying it, like, oh, you may as well use it.
How do you deal with the parents?
No, I think it's part of how you were raised. It's just to have that strength of character. Like, I was always raised by my parents, like, if you want to do that, you're not doing that in my house. It's like, basically have a pair to go and go, no.
Not just that
That's
as
my
well.
parents as well.
That's true, but like also people like tend to hide things from their parents as well. You'd be surprised that most of these people actually generally hide a lot from their parents until a certain point, you know what I mean? But I'd say it's all about the people you hang out with, and if you actually think, when you see that they're doing something wrong, if you call them out once and they go, no, I don't want to, or something like that, try find other people that you think you can socialize with and they'll respect you and actually listen to you, you know, hear what you're saying. Because a lot of people really, really like tend to go, if I want to do it, I will do it, and I don't really care about, you know, the people around me, you know what I mean? Some people might respect the choice of what you said and, you know, maybe not do that type of stuff around you, you know what I mean? When they're around you, they change a little bit. That's fine by you if you want to stay with these type of people or not, you know what I mean?
I also think it's like a reality check. Think about like what you want to do, because I feel like loads of these people that do it and do go, they have goals that they just kind of throw away. And like, look, give yourself a reality check and think like, what am I doing? Is this going where I want it to go? And if not, then why are you doing it?
I do get though how sometimes it can be like, an example is literally, oh actually I'm not going to say the name, but there was one guy, he moved schools to up in Waterlooville, started hanging out with people, and they were like, oh, smoke weed? He was like, no. And then literally the next day, they were mocking him all over their stories, just saying how stupid he is, how weird he is. And literally on his like fourth day of school, the new school, nobody liked him because they all thought he was weird. I can see where it's the open fear where people just openly shame someone online. Something that's not even like that they shouldn't be ashamed of. Like they'll go and shame you for doing well in school, saying, oh, this guy's a neek, he has no life. Like, let's go and make fun of him on our story, because deep down I'm annoyed that I didn't get the grades I want, and now my parents are mad because they know, even though like people think they're hiding stuff from their parents, 9 times out of 10 your parent knows. They're just hoping they'll give it a month, like hope they switch it up, and if they get caught openly, it's like, because there's that deep down, it's like,
I think bullying has been a bit too normalized.
yeah, it's crazy. Like you'll see some guy will go, or you're talking to a girl for ages, go, oh, I like you, and then she'll take like 14 screenshots, post it on like all of her stories, send it to all her friends and go,
They think it's funny.
yeah, and go, get a look a load of this clown, like this guy thought he was anything. Like I've literally seen it like the other day. Some guy said, oh, I like you. She posted on her story, said, who did this clown think he is, sub 5? Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, it's just like they'll openly get clowned on their story, and then the next day, everyone go, oh yeah, good on you, like reject him, make him know his place. And it's crazy. It's like actually crazy. And then there's just people go, oh, why don't people talk about certain like, things anymore? Like, why don't people say anything? It's like, that's exactly reason why. And it'll be those same people who will post that will complain about it.
Oh yeah, I hate seeing that when like people who are the bullies, people who are causing like the mental health issues, post on their story about, if you need anyone to speak to, I'm here, and like post them quotes, like the mental health quotes. But you're the people perpetrating, like causing these type of people. It's like the hypocrisy is crazy, and the fact that nobody will call them out on it. And if you do call them out on it, it's like, oh, you're just being rude for no reason. It's like, well, I swear some guy said he was struggling with mental health after you said he could talk to him, and your first reaction was to go into like the year group chat and go, look at this guy struggling with mental health. And I feel like in secondary school, like everyone thinks anything can like be made fun of. Like anything could be made fun of. Like it comes down to like the most silliest things, just because.
Walking into a classroom.
Yeah, literally, just because like you don't want to do something. Exactly, walking into a classroom, or like being late and you have to walk into an assembly. Like you wouldn't want that because like everybody's gonna clown you after. Like, why were you late?
I hate
like,
that feeling so much.
There was so many.
At the same time, like set an alarm, don't be late.
Oh, yeah. I sometimes found it funny to be fair, showing up to assembly late.
Oh, yes, Ethan, you
What do you think about the parents who are, who don't care about their kids?
That is a massive, I was going to say that earlier, that is a massive part. It's just parents, like sometimes at the end of the day, it comes down to parents.
It depends on what it depends on like what they teach them really.
No, it's a parent that will like, they'll go, oh, where are you going to their kid? And when it's 10 o'clock, they're walking out the door, it's like, where are you going? It's like, out, like, oh, okay.
No,
Make sure you're home in time to get ready for school.
I think he's right for that one. It's very much depending on how a parent is raising their child.
Yeah, exactly.
Because think about it. One parent might go, you have a curfew at 10 o'clock. I don't want you to see you out after 10 o'clock. Another parent might call you at like 9 p.m. and tell you, oh, where are you right now? You're going to say, oh, you know what? I want to stay at my mate Joseph's house tonight because, I don't know, I feel like it. She's going to go, okay, fine. Just don't be late to school tomorrow. Which is like, do you really think that's the right thing to show a child? You know what I mean?
It's a lack of, like sometimes that can lead to the kid lashing out because they'll do something like, okay, my mum ignores me all the time, she lets me do whatever I want, she doesn't love me. If I now go into school and I just beat the crap out of this random kid, she'll have to show some care in me. And the parents like, that's not what you're supposed to do. And then they go out that same day, it's like, can I stay over at my friend's house? Yeah, sure. Yeah. That thing is like, they'll feel
Just
like they're not.
neglectful.
Yeah, they won't get the attention they want.
Don't you ever think it's
They'll
like
keep
it's like
lashing
the
out.
cry of attention of that child?
It really, you can tell
because,
sometimes
like,
as
you
well.
can tell. Whereas like there's loads of kids that would just like mess up in school just for the fact of their parents coming in, just for the fact of getting that call from their parents, just for them to like say, to see what their parents are going to do, but their parents don't care.
I think that's also where some of the bullying comes from, because you'll see, like, some people make fun of, like an example, I can't remember exactly what it was, but some person got made fun of because they were holding like their mum or dad's hand in town, and I know that a person was making fun of them personally. Their parents were like, they weren't abusive, but they were completely neglectful. Like, they'd buy the food for the week and go, if you don't know how to cook it, you don't know how to cook it. So like, they'll feel, oh, my parents don't love me, I don't like this, let me go make fun of that person. It's the same people, like the peer pressure, they'll struggle with addictions, so they'll go and make fun of that person as well.
Yeah, but I also think if your parents like do care about how they raise you, but if it gets to an extent that it's like too strict, like your kids are obviously going to rebel because they have no like space to breathe for themselves. Do you get what I mean?
I think it's like the two extremes, isn't it?
Yeah, like some people just go to, like some parents go too overboard with their kids, and that's what like pulls them back, like pulls their kids like away from them, even though they think that they're so close to their kids. If that makes sense. And that's why like some people are like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I sneak out, but their parents would never imagine that their kids do that, and they come out so shocked that their kids have done stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's because like the kids will do well in school,
Yeah.
just so their parents don't suspect anything, and then they'll just be doing whatever they want other than that, because the parents are strict. Like, they'll check this, like the people who are like controlling the screen time, the curfews, everything. As long as they say that's in order, it's like they're so strict, that's all they care about. And they'll go, oh, okay, my kid's perfect. He does well in school. He has barely spent any time on his phone. They can't possibly do anything. And then it's like the people, like their parents will like just make all their problems. Like, they'll sort out everything for them, and that's the sense of entitlement you were talking about.
It's like parents don't properly monitor their kids, really.
It's like like sometimes there's just no disciplining as well. That's another thing. You'll see a kid who knows whether it's entitlement, neglect, strict parents, but if they know they're not going to get discipline, they'll just do whatever they want, and that comes back to you see the few kids doing the stupid things that then impacts how all the generations look or how all the other generations look on ours. Like, they don't get discipline, they do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think I agree with the point of how parents act towards their kids, because say if someone's parent isn't like an alcoholic, does drugs or anything, their kids will ultimately think, oh yeah, if my mum does that, my dad does that, it's okay if I do it. So that's my view. And then when they go out, they do that, a lot of people will just think, oh, it's a kid being rebellious. They won't actually think what their home life is.
I agree with all the quotes has been said like about the parents, but I also think like there's time for parents give the child too much pressure. So like, oh yeah, you can stay at a friend's house, but then when it gets to a point and the parents like, oh, they start to rebel and start, being strict, and they start saying no, that comes the child to lash out, and it's like you need to start from an early age and they know what's right, what's wrong, but you can't just let them get to like age 10, but they're like, oh, mom, can you please stay out, floor, and she won't care, and then you start saying no, and they start lashing out and rebelling, and I think that's really biggest poker. But some parents really think, oh, they're starting to rebel, I need to stop and my foot down, but I used to relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be on time. You have to start well enough. You can't be too late. She's right. Like, if you're too late, the child might think already that what he's doing is doing the right thing. So, I think today's topic was, how children are influenced, and really how how stereotyping has affected how people are seen.
I think it's better from like the youth's viewpoint on that, so that can give you guys some outlook on what we think about this kind of like problem that's happening and impacting all of us. So yeah, that's our first episode done, and this is our turn to talk.